So we will go ahead and start with sharing now. Annette, would you like to start?
Hi, everybody. I'm Annette, and I'm a compulsive eater. And I weigh measure 3 meals a day from the gray sheet. I write them down. I commit them to my sponsor. I don't eat in between no matter what, and abstinence is the most important thing in my life without exception. And I'm abstinent and grateful. Gosh, I don't know where that comes from. It's just amazing to have 80 gray sheeters on here, which shows me that we all don't eat no matter what, that we're all committed to eating no matter what, or off the gray sheet without exception today and through this difficult time. And, you know, it would be easy to go into fear. It would be easy to say, what difference does it make? You know, the world's going to end. This guy is following it and you know, eat something non-abstinent or, you know, just throw it all away. And most of us that are here, I think, know how precious this gift of abstinence is to all of us. And the things that I think of, the coping that is helpful to me in this situation is to remember that we do this no matter what. And this is a no matter what. Some of us have never been, most of us have never been through this kind of no matter what to this extent. And it is just amazing to me that we can do this no matter what, and that we are not alone. And one thing that's helping me with my abstinence through this time is to focus on taking action and doing what I can to help myself, to help others, to plan, prepare and protect no matter what, like I've never done before. I've never had this much backup. Well, I've always had backup, but I have backup for my backup. And I'm not talking tons of toilet paper. I'm talking, who cares about, I mean, I care about toilet paper, of course, but, you know, it's my food. And I, you know, taking action, attending meetings, being supportive, noticing if somebody else seems to be struggling or fearful, to be there to support another gray sheeter is where it's at for me, and just to show up no matter what. And then that's the action I'm taking. And in addition to that, surrendering to remember that I have a higher power. I'm not alone. None of us are alone. Obviously 82 people right now on here, and there was a morning meeting already. I'm not alone, and that everything is as it should be. Acceptance is the key. There's a reason for all this, and there's a lot of really good things happening. It's you know, I love hearing all the things that are positive about this, about how people are reaching out and people are helping each other. People are offering service. People are noticing the blue sky and the beautiful weather, or the just the gifts. There's so many gifts. And this program has taught me to look at that positive, and, you know, and to acknowledge the difficulties or the challenges, but to notice that there is a lot of blue sky. There is another meal coming, and I can do this with your help, but I can't do it by myself. And I'm so grateful to the wonderful communications committee that I get to be a part of, and for this service that Eileen, our leader, all of us have participated in. Thank you so much for being here, no matter what.
Thanks, Annette. Michael, I'm just going to jump in for a minute. Just to let people know, the communications committee members that were able to be here today are going to speak just first, because we're so excited about this. Thanks.
Thanks, Eileen. Okay, I'll go quickly first, or next. My name is Michael. I'm a compulsive eater. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off the gray sheet. I write them down. I call them into my sponsor. I eat everything I commit no matter what. I don't eat anything else no matter what. Abstinence is the most important thing in my life, without a doubt. And I'm so grateful for that. My abstinence date is 11/23/19. Today is day 127. And I'm immeasurably and unspeakably grateful for that. It is not that long ago that I was living in true isolation, and the true isolation of active addiction in this disease. And that is the greatest suffering that I can endure. And I'm so glad that that's not what I'm in now during this stuff that's going on. I feel like I was saved from that certain doom before this stuff happened. I cannot imagine what my life would look like right now if I was in the food. I'm just beyond grateful. You know, I so agree. You know, acceptance is the answer to all my problems. Thank you, Dr. Paul. You know, and the serenity prayer tells me that to get that acceptance, I need to ask for serenity, and nothing in my life has given me serenity like putting my food on the scale, weighing and measuring 3 meals a day with nothing in between. And when I ask for that serenity, it comes through the people in this fellowship that I have this amazing community with. I feel that from my higher power through you guys. And I'm so glad that I beat my head against the wall so many times that my skull cracked open, and I finally, you know, walked into the middle of the herd. And these last 127 days have been the best days of my life. That's my time. Thank you so much. I know that if we stay connected, we can get through absolutely anything. I love you guys. That's all. Suzanne K.
Hi, everybody. I'm Suzanne K. from the Bronx, New York. I'm a compulsive overeater. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day from the Cambridge Gray Sheet, commit them to my sponsor, don't eat in between no matter what, and abstinence gives me my life. I always feel like saying like what was just said. Thank you. Thank you for listening. But we'll see what God sends through me right now. Just to say, one thing that's been on my mind has been balance, because Gray Sheet taught me to change the balance from almost pure negativity to powerful positivity, because otherwise I have a disease that will grab onto any negativity, blow it up exponentially, and see that it keeps me in a cave and keeps me from doing good. So I am very aware that I've been in a learning process all these years to expand on positivity. That's true. And then there's a situation today which involves pain, and it involves loss, and it involves concern and danger and fear. And thank God we're so connected that in response to all of that, we have suggestions for practical solutions, practical protection. If I were eating, would I absorb any of that? Are you kidding me? And, you know, when I just was listening to, gosh, if I were eating, this would be horrible, I envisioned, oh God, I don't know who I'm supposed to look at for the time. I apologize. Who's our timer? Oh, goody, Annette. I would simply be out all the time buying stuff. I'd have to do it. I'd have to eat on the street. I'd have to do what I always did. That there's even a discrete concept of I shop at this time and then I'm inside at another time. I'll finish up right now. This is a miracle, all thanks to the Gray Sheet program and our beautiful fellowship. It's wonderful to see all of you, and I send you much love.
Thanks, Suzanne. Carla B.
Hi, I'm Carla. I had the good fortune to speak at the earlier meeting. I'd like to pass and let others, thank you, speak.
Thank you, Carla. Eileen, would you like to share?
I just wanted to say hi and welcome, and so happy that I'm abstinent and get 3 blissful times to eat today as every day. And I feel like as GreySheeters, we're really given so many skills to help us through this. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much. And
Thanks.
If you want to join the communications committee to do wonderful things like this, let me know.
Thanks, Eileen. Am I missing anybody? Can we go ahead and go to open sharing? Okay, great. Thank you so much. We'll now move to open sharing. Kay, and then Kianya. I'm going to mess it up so bad. I feel so bad. Kianya from North Carolina, and then Laura L. from Taos, New Mexico are going to be our first 3 sharers. Go ahead, Kay.
My name is Kay. I'm a compulsive overeater, and abstinence is the most important thing in my life today without exception. I weigh and measure 3 meals off the gray sheet, write them down, call them into my sponsor, and don't eat in between no matter what. And through God's grace, I've been able to do that since May the 30th, 1981. I too want to say what everybody else said. They kept reminding me of things that I would want to say. I start my day with prayer and meditation. I have a time in the middle of my day for prayer and meditation. And my 3 weighed and measured meals give me such a sense of stability. In other crises in my life, now I've never been through anything like this, but in other crisis times in my life, I remember that feeling that the only stability I had in my life was my 3 weighed and measured meals a day. And they do the same for me during this. I'm accustomed to exercising each day, and one of the gyms that I belong to is putting all kinds of classes online, so I'm doing that every day. I am able to attend church services online every day. I am able to go to Gray Sheet meetings on the phone and on Zoom every day. I go to an Al-Anon meeting that I put on the phone. So the other people didn't know how to do any of that. And we had our first meeting last week. I belong to a meeting through my church that I put on the phone. Now, I say I put it on the phone because I didn't try to put it on Zoom. A couple of other people are working on that, and they're having a lot of trouble with people that aren't used to technology. So I'm glad I didn't volunteer for that. It's just wonderful to be abstinent today. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Kay. I'm going to try again. Kiana?
Yes, I mean, it's close enough. Kiana, yes. Grateful and abstinent. Thank you, Michael. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna share with you guys a tool. Share it or wear it. So I'm just gonna tell you, I'm new. This is my first time on Gray Sheet. I have 55 days. I've been hanging on like this, but I'm gonna tell you, my feelings was hurt last night because I was told to leave a meeting because I couldn't be on video because I have a 5-year-old running around and acting crazy. And I needed a meeting last night. And so I had to share that because I'm still worried about it today, you know? And so I did. I told my husband to go buy me a pack of gum because I needed to chew gum. I didn't want to eat. And I love that some of the things kicked in, like people share about how their abstinence never come back, or sometimes it's super hard to get it back. And I said, ooh, I could eat over this, right? And being in quarantine or whatever, being in the house all the time, it's like, I don't know. I need these meetings. I'm so glad to be on here, and I did. Now I'm on the camera, okay, and I got my lighting right. Okay, I'm trying to follow directions, right? That's part of my program, and I talked to my sponsor about it. And she was like, well, maybe you can try and don't take it personal. I mean, she really tried to help me get over it. And this is part of me getting over it. So I thought I'd share it instead of wearing it. And I'm going to just keep on trudging. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kiana. Next, we have Laura L. and Taus, and then Louise and Krisha. Go ahead, Laura.
Hi, everyone. I'm Laura. I'm a compulsive eater, and I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off the Gray Sheet, write them down, commit them to my sponsor, don't eat in between no matter what, and eat those meals as committed no matter what. And I make abstinence my first priority today. I'm abstinent by the grace of God and the help and example of this amazing worldwide fellowship. I'm abstinent since March 11th, 2004. And it is so wonderful to see everybody. It's the biggest meeting I've been at since a New York Roundup in 2008. So, I've seen people in, other gatherings, and I live in New Mexico. We went to Dallas a few years ago at a retreat. But I'm seeing people from England that I haven't seen since I got abstinent in Belgium in 2004. And so it is just a joy to be on here. And yes, I thought of as well, Kay talked about it, but 3 weighed and measured meals a day. And like early in my abstinence, one of the first calls was like, all you have to do is weigh and measure your food. You can take naps in between. You can watch TV. You can do whatever you want. You can dance with the devil, somebody said, but as long as you eat 3 weighed and measured meals a day with nothing in between, and my very first sponsor said, you're a miracle and a winner. And so that's all I have to do. I mean, there's so many things coming at me. I'm an instructor. We're putting everything online. I was on 7 Zoom meetings yesterday between work and, and then it's like, you can meditate online. You can do this online. You can do that. And it's like, I want to take a Sabbath from being online partially. But I'm learning a new way. And like, this is so much like one day at a time, one moment at a time, one meal at a time. And I just ordered some more backup. I hope it gets delivered. I live in a kind of hard to deliver area, but I plan, prepare, and protect 3 meals a day. If I do nothing else right, but I stay abstinent one day at a time, I'm part of the solution. I'm trying to be helpful, and I'm also trying to practice, I've also heard in this program, radical self-care. Thank you so much. I look forward to everyone sharing no matter what.
No matter what.
Thanks so much. This meeting is being recorded. Please keep yourself muted during sharing. There is some background noise going on. The meeting is being recorded. It's audio only. It will be available to listen to. No video or faces will be recorded to preserve anonymity. And Louise, you're up next. Go ahead. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Louise, a compulsive food addict. Weigh and measure 3 meals a day. From the gray sheet, I write those meals down, commit them to my sponsor. I don't eat anything else, no matter what. Garden abstinence most important to my life. My abstinent date is July 2nd, 2009, through God's good grace. Thank you, Michael. And a special thank you to the Communications Committee. These Zoom meetings are just wonderful. They're helping me keep my marbles intact because this is really very, very difficult. The Gray Sheet community is a blessing in my life, and seeing you all on these Zoom meetings during this global crisis, it's just the best. My daily routine has changed, of course. I am grateful for the willingness to get up in the morning and get dressed as if I were leaving the house, because I don't want to find myself in a nightgown at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's just too depressing. I'm just grateful for the willingness at this point. I get up, I'm on the 7 a.m. meeting as always, then a meditation meeting, a Zoom meeting. I've been finding peace in my garden. I've always felt close to God in my garden, and I'm grateful for the willingness, again, for the willingness to do that. And the fear comes in waves, like grief, because this is grief. I'm in grief. I'm grieving what my life was like before this crisis, but I'm dealing with it because of you, all of you. And I thank each and every one of you. I always say that we Gray Sheeters are the most fortunate people on the planet. God bless, no matter what.
Thank you, Louise. We'll have Krisha and then Pat M and then Lois. Go ahead, Krisha.
Yeah, my name's Krisha. I'm a compulsive overeater. I may be the only person in the world who feels that I've come to life since the COVID crisis. I wouldn't say my life was like I wanted it. And I've lifted up my vibrations. I've been on 3 hours of Gray Sheet meetings today, and I would never have met any of you because I stopped traveling. I've been to New York. I took 15 meals. And I've done all things, but now I don't go anywhere within 1 mile of my house before the COVID crisis. And the only concern I realized was if I ran out of fruit, and I realized that everything else is in the shops. So if the shops run out of fruit, then I'll be stumped and I lose my abstinence. But apart from that, I just know how to keep good vibrations, and tomorrow I'll probably avoid as much as I can any screens. I'll make my outreach calls on the phone, walk in the park, and I've got too many routines that need doing. Thank you, no matter what.
Thanks, Krisha. Go ahead, Pat M.
Thank you very much indeed. Yes, hello everybody. And my name is Pat, and I am a compulsive overeater, and I weigh and measure 3 meals a day from the Grey Sheet. I write those meals down, I commit them to my sponsor. I don't eat in between meals, no matter what. And as I say, I'm abstinent today by God's grace. And my abstinent date is the 7th of January, 2002. And yeah, I'd just like to say I like this focus, and thank you very much indeed to the Communications Committee. And yeah, in this area, I have an underdeveloped character, which I've tried to deal with as it's come up. I think for me, I got tired, I got frustrated, I got irritable. I was turning to other small GODs instead of the big GOD, you know, and getting disorientated with what's going on. And it was for me watching too much television. I was getting caught up in the mayhem, if you like, and getting fractious and anxious about the death rates. Where was the best place to be in my head? You know, I'm here, you know, self-isolating with my husband. So, you know, we're comfortable. But it was just feeling this overwhelmed need to protect myself and to protect my abstinence. So I went to my sponsor. I said, well, what do I do? Then I heard, oh, all communications might go down. So I said to her, can I do a 24-hour generic, my food plan, and then if the technician, you know, everything technical goes down, I know just for 24 hours, thank you, I can get my card and my writing paper and start sending cards and that like we used to in the old times. And I've got bags packed, bag of food packed if I have to go to my son. So I've tried to do practical things, and that's calmed me right down. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Next up, we'll have Lois, Joey M, and Alfredo C. Go ahead, Lois.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lois. I'm a compulsive overeater from Central Florida. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off the Grey Sheet. Write it down, call it into my sponsor. Don't eat in between meals no matter what. Abstinence is the most important thing. My date is March 25th, 2016. I am timing myself because I can't see the timer, so just so you know. I am incredibly grateful to the Communications Committee. I think you're doing an amazing job. I do see my character defects coming out immediately during this crisis. I want to control everybody who's not muting fast enough. It makes me crazy. It's an interesting thing. I live over 150 miles from the nearest live meeting. So I'm in an outpost for the last 4 years. So to me, this way that Grey Sheet has dealt with this crisis has been nothing but amazing. It's helped me so much. I'm on more meetings in these last 2.5 weeks than I've been on in 4.5 years. 4 years, I'm sorry, 4 years. And I'm going to be sad to see them all go. I got to be honest with you. So for me, selfishly, I love it. I need to say though, you know, we don't have a lot of big food stores near us, but I have plenty of food. I have plenty of backup. I'm not worried at all about my food. What I'm more worried about is my attitude, and my attitude being very judgy towards people that aren't approximately 6 feet apart and doing the right thing, and don't they care about getting others sick. And I realize I'm not the police of the world. I'm responsible for me. I have to stay on my side of the net, as we say in tennis. I have to do, I'm not responsible for my partner's shots. I'm responsible for me. And if it wasn't for weighing and measuring, I would not have access to the knowledge that I need to work on this problem. That's what I'm going to say. So thank you so much, and I pass.
Thank you, Lois. Go ahead, Joey M.
Thank you so much, Michael. My name is Joey, and I am definitely a compulsive eater. Today, I take responsibility for my actions. It means I weigh and measure 3 meals of the Grey Sheet. I write them down. I call and commit to my sponsor on time. I don't eat no matter what, and abstinence is my primary purpose for today. Michael, thank you so much. Eileen, thank you so much for giving us a chance to share our experience and hope in this challenging time regarding coronavirus. I just want to share that everything that happens to me right now is because I am abstinent. I am able to participate less in life's terms. I'm in the healthcare field. I work every day. Last Tuesday, one of our patients was tested positive to COVID, so we did a lockdown, and I'm the manager of, I'm the nurse administrator, so I need to prepare myself. So thank God, the structure that you guys gave me, the gift that you gave me, I'm able to say, like, I'm scared, but I'm able to say, I probably said the Serenity Prayer like 1,000 times. And then I said, I get back to myself. What should I do? And I'm able to implement the quarantine, do I need to get tested? I'm not a priority because I don't have the symptoms right now. Thank God I'm abstinent. I'm GreySheet abstinent. I eat the right food, I take care of myself. Like what you said, I need to put the mask first into myself so that I could help somebody else. And that's what I've been doing. So I'm just taking this one day at a time. I hope it's not for you guys to be discouraged, but if you see me like 5 feet away, stay away from me, because I don't even know. So just for today, I am very abstinent. I make sure that I have gloves, I have sanitizing wipes, I have the mask, I take off my clothes. As soon as I get to the door, I put it in a bag, I wash them. As soon as they're done, I take my shower and then just do my meetings, because my meetings save me, and I'm just still going to do this one day at a time. And just for today, thank you for letting me share.
Thanks, Joey. Next up, we have Alfredo, Risa, and Sandy. Go ahead, Alfredo.
Hey, my name is Alfredo. I'm a compulsive eater. This is my first meeting in GreySheet. I was referred by the Bright Line Eating Program, which I've been learning there's a lot of similarities. I've been abstaining from sugar and flour and measuring my meals 3 times a day, and it's been working. I've been so surprised that I've changed my way of eating, because before I was into the sugar, into the cookies, and I couldn't stop. And I would lose weight and gain weight. And when I got into Bright Line Eating, its program, I've been learning that I get satisfied after I eat my meals now. And but I know, because I have background in 12-step in AA, I know I need a sponsor because I wasn't a person that ate salads and vegetables, and now I am doing it, but I'm kind of getting to the thinking that another salad, another one, and I don't know. I know I need a sponsor, so that's why I'm here, to see if I can get a sponsor, so I can have accountability. And I don't have a GreySheet. I don't know what's the GreySheet plan, food plan. I've been looking at it online. I didn't find it, but I'm here to learn from you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfredo. So glad you're here. Go ahead, Risa.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, I'm Risa, abstinent and grateful. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day and call them into my loving sponsor and don't eat no matter what. And I'm so grateful to be here today. In my experience, there's meaning in all suffering, and I've suffered a lot in my lifetime. And you know what? It led me to GreySheet. And I am so grateful to be in GreySheet, especially right now with everything going on. I feel so connected to you guys, and it's just wonderful. I love these meetings, and everyone around me is saying, oh, I keep eating and eating and eating, and that's what they're doing while they're home, and I'm not. And it's a good thing, because I'm a food addict and I can't do that. And GreySheet keeps me sane and calm. And yes, there's fear about what's going on, but I'm not freaking out as I would be if I were alone, and I'm not alone anymore. And it's just wonderful. And it's great to see everybody today. Yay, Gray Sheet. Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, Risa. You're so cool. Next, we're going to have Sandy and Dottie and Faye. Go ahead, Sandy.
Thank you, Michael. My name is Sandy. I'm a compulsive eater. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day from the Gray Sheet. They're committed to my sponsor. I don't eat in between those meals, no matter what. Abstinence is the most important thing in my life without exception. And I have been abstinent since August 27th, 2009. What? Oh my God. I'm going to get teary too. Just seeing all these beautiful Gray Sheet faces. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you, communications team, for doing this. And thank you all for showing up. I've been thinking a lot. My kids were youngish when I got in 10 years ago. My oldest daughter was 14, and 11. And I remember and my son was 5. We were at the beach. I'd been abstinent maybe 8 months. And I think it was my 11-year-old daughter said, Mommy, if you knew you were going to die, like you knew you were going to die, like the day, would you still do Gray Sheet? And at the time, I didn't even think about it. I said, well, of course I'd still do Gray Sheet because I'd want to be aware and I'd want to be able to appreciate every minute, but that was on the beach 10 years ago when I was 44. And it's easy to say that, right? And I'm not being doom and gloom, but the reality is it's more possible. And I feel that way even more deeply, that until I draw my last breath, I am going to be grateful that I am abstinent. I am going to be grateful that I have a program that allows me to enjoy every awful, horrible, fearful minute that I've got, because there's also interspersed in there some really joyful moments and gratitude. And my kids are grown up now. They're 24 and 21 and 16, and they're all here, and they're all driving me nuts. And my husband's here, and he always drives me nuts. But we're all healthy right now, and I got lunch coming, and there's nothing. There's someone I follow as a woman I read, and she has combined the word beautiful and brutal to describe life, and she calls it brutiful. Thank you, brutiful life. And abstinence gives me the chance to enjoy brutiful life right now. Thanks, I pass.
Thank you so much, Sandy. Go ahead, Dottie.
Hi, I'm Dottie, compulsive eater, and I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off the Gray Sheet. I write it down, call it into my sponsor. I don't eat in between meals. And for today, abstinence is the most important thing in my life. My abstinence day is August 16th, 1999. And when I heard about isolation, I've got this. I'd love to isolate, and I'm in my 15th day of isolating. I haven't been to a store. I haven't been out in public other than on my bicycle and talking to neighbors from a distance. And how do I keep myself sane? In the morning, I got a big giant TV, and I go to the New York Times. And with breakfast, I read the current news, the up-to-date news, and then I stop. I stop that. I don't spend all day on that. And then I do whatever. There's so much to do in life that, I can entertain myself. I can keep myself busy. When I go on Facebook, I focus on the silly stuff because there's still more crazy making stuff there. And I don't want to drive myself crazy, because if I see all the negative things, it explodes. But I need to be aware, I know I need to be aware. And I've been in my cabinets. I pulled everything out, all the jars and the cans. And, I'm like, wow, I've got a lot of stuff, so I can last a while. And I reorganized it, and I'm getting to stuff that I normally wouldn't, and I said, well, I shouldn't waste it. What the hell? And I'm waiting, getting a shield in the mail. And when that comes, then I can go back to the store, make sure I don't touch my face, and be, very thankful that I'm Gray Sheet healthy, and that, that is the best thing we can do is just be Gray Sheet healthy. And it's one day at a time. And and that one day is based on my fit spiritual condition. So I got to be spiritual. And that's the end for me. Thank you.
Thanks, Dottie. Next up, we have Faye, Joan, and Adriana. Go ahead, Faye.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted now. Thank you. Ed, Annette, I can't see you on my screen, so could you give me like a verbal warning?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Thanks. My name is Faye. I'm a compulsive overeater, and I have had the privilege of weighing and measuring my meals off of the gray sheet since 1976, with 2 breaks in there. And my current abstinence date is January 23rd of 2019. I guess I first want to say is when I got on here and I saw all these beautiful faces, and I realized how many I've had the privilege to hug in person, and how many more I know because I'm on these meetings and we have this wonderful, wonderful technology that we are really taking advantage of. And I just want to start out with maybe a little bit of levity, which we could all use, is that, you know, when the toilet paper hoarding started, I bought a bidet. And, you know, I wish I had stock in that company right now. Anyway, a year ago, I broke one arm. 6 months later, I broke my other arm. Same bone, other arm, completely out of commission. And I had a dry run at this, staying in, ordering online groceries. And, you know, out of everything can come something good, that I had no problem adjusting to staying in and knowing how to order groceries and how to find them and things like that. So, not that I recommend anybody break their arms, but just that there's something from every experience, and you know, every cloud has a silver lining. Okay, and I just want to say, routine is important to me. That's what I'm doing, keeping a routine. And one of the things in my routine is to make phone calls to people who I know are quarantining in place, living alone. And I contact those people, and that's what helped keep me going. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Faye, and welcome to the Bidet Club. Next up, we have Adriana, Carrie, and Laura L. Go ahead, Adriana.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Adriana. I am compulsive overeater. I weigh and measure my meals. I committed to my sponsor. I am not eating between meals no matter what. And the abstinence is my first thing on my life today. I am on the day 11. Finger crossed. I started the last month, and I've been I don't want to say that because it's not good, but I've been relapsing every 11 days, so I make sure today is not happening again. And also I'm using the tools. I am calling my fellows, I am calling people from GreySheet, and also really my thing on being in between this coronavirus and being abstinence is like a goal for me, because after 90 days I will say, yeah, I've been 90 days in the middle of this. Well, this is something I cannot do on my own. It's God is going to do it on my own. I'm sorry, it's God is going to do it for me, no, on my own. And who is taking the time, sorry? Who is the one? Okay. So I feel grateful to be here. I am working with I'm looking after an old man today at his house, and for me it's like a big service, because I was thinking, oh, I have to go or no, because we are on quarantine, and I really want to stay on the meeting as well. But I came, and you know, he's 97 years old, and I thought, well, this is my job. I am doing once a week. I'm protecting my hands, I'm wearing my mask, and I'm doing everything I have to. But you know, there is the thing on my mind saying what is wrong or what is good. And I think it's good, because it's like a service with someone that he cannot walk or something like that. So I feel happy that I come in, and thank you, I pass. Thank you.
Thanks. Go ahead, Carrie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie, and I'm a grateful recovering compulsive overeater. And like all of us, I take my food off of the Cambridge Gray Sheet Journal, response or doing anything else, no matter what. And I do that without exception because the Gray Sheet, the greater community, the people on this line right now have saved my life and given me a life. And what I wanted to share today, it's just so important. I live alone and have for quite a while. When I say alone, I do have my daughter's turtle and a plant that I watch. But, basically I am alone. And, but I'm not alone. I communicate, I've gone out, I've done things. But during this period, I'm much more alone because of the isolation. And I wanted to share how wonderful people are. Not just the people who are close to me, but I have a next door neighbor. I have two next door neighbors. One of them is a family of three, and there's a young girl in her 20s who called and asked if I can eat anything, and she's been out, and she's brought me things, and and she leaves it at my door, and I leave the payment in her door, whatever, and it's really wonderful. And she checks on me almost every day. And the other side, is close. I could probably reach out to her. A woman, a lovely woman, exercises, also lives alone. Was fearful of having the virus and taking the test, but she got the results and she was positive. I congratulated her on that on the internet, and she said she's going out for medication. Do I need anything? And lo and behold, this is the only things that I really find difficult is vegetables and fruits. Everything else I can pretty much order in. I'm in New York. They stopped delivery of Chinese food, which basically for a Jewish person means he needs to convert. I don't know what to do. So eggplant, she picked me up eggplants and broccoli. And look at this. This was a woman who knows how to pick fruit and vegetable. No blemishes. I am so grateful. And of course, there's my daughter, my niece, my family, and then it's Gray Sheet, the people on this line, and the Zoom meetings. So I'm very grateful, and I want to particularly give a shout out to a couple of new people that I see on here. Just keep on doing it. It's not easy. This is, I'm back
Here,
after
that's
many
time.
days. This is day 980 for me, and I pass, and thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Carrie. Next, we're going to have Laura L. and then Maria from Iceland, and then B.
Thank you. I'm a compulsive overeater. My name is Laura, and I'm excited that there are two Laura L's on this meeting. How cool is that? I am abstinent today. It's the most important thing in my life. It's 3 meals weighed and measured from the Gray Sheet without exception. And my abstinence date is April 16th, 1982. And I have to say, I am blown away by this community. Thank you, Communications Committee. You guys rock. And really, I want to say, I am blown away. Alfredo, welcome to us. How amazing to have a first Gray Sheet meeting be on Zoom in a pandemic. Like, that's awesome. It's going to make an awesome story one day. Anyway, I am between lunch and dinner, and I'm so grateful to be free because free from the craving, free from the obsession, free from going back and forth into the refrigerator and the cabinets. Is there anything new in here? What's in here? What's, sneaking around in the kitchen, hoping no one sees me, hoping no one sees the stuff that's gone. There's just so much dignity and freedom. And I've been spending a lot of time walking and talking to Gray Sheeters. And so I get exercise. I hate exercise. But I love talking. So I just go on the phone and put my headset in and I start walking in my neighborhood. And before you know it, I've connected with people and gotten some exercise in. So vitamin D and sunshine, if you can get some, is really helpful. And I also just wanted to say, I know somebody had talked about being able to get fruits, but I don't know if you can get them where you are, but canned fruits, thank you, Annette. Canned fruits are not maybe the ideal, but I got a ton of it. Almost everything can come in a can. We can stay abstinent no matter what. Thank you.
Thanks. We've got way more hands than we do time. I'm so sorry, guys. A few more shares. Go ahead, B.
Did you say B?
I did.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Michael. And thank you, the Communications Committee, for this event and for this opportunity. My name is B. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off the gray sheet. Write them down, call them in, don't eat no matter what. Abstinence is the most important thing without exception. Today is day 90 for me. And I feel, thank you. And it's all due to you and the higher power, because I certainly failed for many, many years at diets and all kind of fasting and drugs and whatever. But right now it feels like it's a trifecta for me. 3 things: being on day 90, the coronavirus, and it's bringing my character defects to light, because I have difficulty accepting success. And maybe it's because I think I'm doing it. I don't know. But the kinds of things that this situation has brought up are also very relevant to my addiction, which is fear and fantasy. Like, I fantasize that I have the coronavirus, and I make myself screwy, and I don't have it. and that's crazy. And I fantasize I can do without the gray sheet. I cannot do without the gray sheet. It is saving my sanity and my life. And last of all, the third character defect that I realized was self-reliance. And it's operating in both areas, because I cannot do this alone, and but I want to. I want to really deeply. And I also felt kind of self-reliant about the coronavirus until I got a big shot of fear, because I kind of imagined that I had been somewhere where somebody was sick. And I don't think that was true. But anyway, a day
That's
at
your
a time.
time, B. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. A day at a time. I'm with you guys. Thank you so much.
Maria from Iceland. I've skipped you twice now. I'm so sorry. Please go ahead.
Hi, my name is Maria. I didn't know I raised my hand, so it's okay. I wasn't going to share because I'm so bad in English. I'm going to say the mantra in Icelandic. Æ, heiti María, ég hömlaus og þetta. Ég vikta og mæli mati minn. Wow, I can't say it in Icelandic either because I'm so stressed. Sorry. Yeah, weigh and measure my meals every day and commit them to my sponsor. This time has been pretty difficult for me because last week my mother had a diagnosis of cancer. So it's been very difficult not being with her. And I didn't want to share it because I didn't want to be sad with you, because I'm trying to see everything good. I can't share my life with my boys, and I've been trying to do good things as well. And I'm so happy that I have my meals every day, and I have all of you and all the community in Iceland, because the community in Iceland is very big. So just thank you for being here for me.
Thank you so much, Maria. Grania, go ahead.
Thanks, Michael. I'm Grania, compulsive eater. Weigh and measure 3 meals a day from the gray sheet. Turn them over to a qualified sponsor. Don't eat no matter what. Make it the most important thing in my abstinence. My abstinence date is 9/16/94. Thank you so much to the Communication Committee for this fabulous meeting, and to all those who've done service to this afternoon and this morning, and for recording it for those who weren't able to be there. I think it's a great idea. And to thank you to all those who shared. I think everybody contributed to me getting through this with a little bit more different insight. So I really appreciated that. I just want to mention, if you, I hope you all received the letter from the Board of Trustees, your Board of Trustees. 3 of your board members are here, Joey, Sandy, and Laura, and myself. Sandy, Laura, and Joey all shared. And we sent you a letter regarding the COVID-19. If you didn't receive it, you can see it on the homepage, GreySheet.org. And if you didn't receive it, it's probably because you're not subscribed to the GreySheet phone list. So I do encourage you to sign up for the GSA phone list to stay in touch with GreySheeters all around the world. There are over 800 people on there, all of them abstinent, and in every time zone you can imagine, for those times when you need to not make an independent food decision and you need to call somebody in a weird time zone. You can do that on the homepage, GreySheet.org. And if I could just ask, I didn't do this morning, in the last 30 seconds, all of those who are on a committee for world service, if you would raise your hands and just hold them up so that everybody sees how many people are involved. If you scroll through the screens, you can see how many people are involved in world service, doing all the work behind the scenes to make everything you see available on the website and in the literature, public information. So here, you are welcome to join, as Eileen said. Thank you all for raising your hands. And we will all get through this. And my first sponsor told me it's not the no matter what that it's a threat to my abstinence, it's the re-entry period afterwards when I really have to put my armor on. So hang in there. Thanks.